watch that pilot before I watched The Good Wife. And I...
Oh.
Yeah, and so I watched The Good Wife the first couple of episodes, but I stopped back in season 1 because there was too many DVR conflicts. And I kept vowing... CBS at the time was not putting things online.
Right.
And video on demand was either non-existent or a pain in the butt. So I've been catching up this summer, and I liked the Madam Secretary pilot when I saw it. In hindsight, a little bit now, I think I enjoyed it a little bit less, and it's not really. It's weird because I mean the cast is great.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like because I've seen, and there's. It sounds weird because it's not like there only can be one strong woman who's doing, you know, a job that I can't do on TV at a time or on a network or on the same night. It just feels like, unlike Criminal Minds and Stalker, which are similar.
Oh yeah, I
feel like they're similar, but they're not. I don't feel like they're kind of competing. I feel like in some ways the Madam Secretary is trying to be what The Good Wife is, which is not a bad goal to have, but I just feel like at the same time, I almost feel like they're trying for too much with everything they have going on. I think there's a lot of really good things about Madam Secretary. I think, like I said, the cast is great. I thought the pilot was good. I do hesitate now, though, having seen The Good Wife, and know that I'm going to be watching it on Sundays, which on the West Coast, we don't have NFL bump. Sorry. People... Anyways,
no, I
know.
know.
One of the benefits of the West Coast. But I'm not sure if I'm going to want to necessarily watch, considering how much those two back to back, because I feel like I'm always going to be sitting there comparing what I just saw to the other thing.
I don't necessarily think that the time slot is great.
Yeah.
I agree. I think
so
that
it might be an unfair thought, but it wasn't something I was necessarily going to be watching back to back.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people will have that problem because the Good Wife has had so many years to get to where it is. I think if you were to hold up the Good Wife pilot and the Madam Secretary pilot, they're actually not that far off from each other in terms of quality.
But I just watched them.
I know.
That's what I'm saying.
But what I'm saying is because so many people are already so invested in the Good Wife,
right?
Because they have the time past the pilot, I think that for a lot of people it will be I can only watch one on Sunday night. I'm gonna pick the one I'm already invested in.
Right.
But I mean. The good news is that today you can watch it later. So I don't like the idea that people would only would pick one or the other because of the fact that it's two shows about women. Like part of the reason I like, and I'm not saying you would, but in general, I could see people making that argument. I could see very specific stodgy reporter people that we know making that argument, and I don't like that argument because in my opinion there need to be more shows like that.
Honestly, it's the issue of, for instance, I didn't want to watch. Or I'm not so sure I want to watch, like, for instance, The Walking Dead and then The Walking Dead spinoff right afterwards.
Right, it's a lot.
I wouldn't necessarily want to watch Once Upon a Time and Once Upon a Time after with Wonderland, whatever, right afterwards.
Right, it's
I think
too
when
much.
you have some, I'm very curious what the NCIS spinoff is going to do right after NCIS because I know LA did fine, but
did it do fine because people thought they were just watching a 2-hour episode of the same show?
No, they're not dumb.
Are you sure?
Fine,
some of the old reviewers who aren't very savvy.
It does fall in the demo. I give them more credit than you do.
I mean, my dad doesn't he watches that stuff and he doesn't know. He's like, oh, Mark Harmon's in this one, different show. Mark Harmon and Scott Bakula look similar enough to my father that he will get confused. Mm-hmm. All white men look alike.
I literally have no more thoughts in my head.
Oh, we broke her. All right, well, that was CBS, and CBS broke Marisa.
What?
But we should be coming back with Fox in a little bit. I'm Danielle at Danielle TBD.
I'm Marisa Rothman. Bye.